go, never was a go. Told shorty, let's go, no time to cure insecurities. Walk past security, smelling like dank, that was 12 great. Me and Blake coming in class late. I was on the run from the state, collect calls from the pen. I got it in with this pen, 1017 gave me my first spin. And now I whip up audio crack for you and your friends. Go ahead, take a hit. When you rollin' with your team, pray your dog strong. When you slip, nigga, tell me who you fall on, huh? Who you fall on? What's poppin' with y'all, man? I'm Devon, and you are now tuned in to the realest, the rawest reaction channel on YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another raw reaction. And today we're doing Tom Macdonald, the biggest music industry screw job ever. Tom Macdonald, Adam Calhoun, both independent, dope rappers. They speak their mind. People, their fans, the people love them for it. These two gentlemen came together and did a joint album, The Brave. And they've been having some trouble along the release and the rollout of this as far as YouTube's, screwing with their placement on the trending chart, as far as Billboard trying to screw them with the album sales. So I guess Tom is addressing this. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, turn on post notifications. That way you're notified each and every time I post. Follow me on Instagram, man. It's here on the screen. It's in the description box. It's pinned in the comments. Raw reaction starting right now. Tres, dos, uno, voila. Just like that, we screen recorded, man. Let's see what Tom is talking about.
Hi guys. All right, I'm gonna tell you a little story. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it does not have a happy ending. And this story is called The Biggest Music Industry Screw Job Ever. Newsflash, there's a lot of independent artists who don't like me, but I hope you guys can see past the hate boner that you have for me and see how valuable this is and how important it is to independent artists everywhere. And you know what? It's not just independent artists, it's major label artists too. Look what Kanye West just did. Kanye just completely bailed on the music industry and released his new album on an MP3 player. What Kanye's just now doing with his album on his MP3 player is what I've been doing with physical CDs for 4 years. Completely cutting out the music industry, being a disruptor. Anyway,
Yeah, because that's the wave that I think a lot of artists should take, especially independent artists. Like you said, even signed artists. Musicians get like 0.0000001% of revenue from streams on the streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, blah, 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 blah. These guys don't even get paid that much for their art. The music that they invested a lot of money into, their time into, put their heart into these lyrics, and then these streaming platforms benefit more than the artists. And the music industry just screws the artists over, man. Like, it's messed up. So I think it's just innovative that Tom and dudes like Kanye, are saying, like, we're cutting you out. I'm going directly to my fans. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a proud to pay kind of thing. It makes the fans proud to pay, because they know it's going directly to the artists they support.
to say that. I've been screwed the industry before Kanye was.
Thanks.
And we sold more physical copies of the Brave album than Kanye did of the STEM player, but whatever. Who's counting, right? I'll tell you exactly who's counting. Not the data collection company that reports the numbers to Billboard. Okay, here we go. Despite our best efforts, unlike everybody else, the physical copies of our new album, The Brave, will not be counted towards the Billboard charts.
That's crazy.
Now, it's important that you know that this is not a problem directly with Billboard. Billboard's always been really cool to us, actually. But here's something y'all probably didn't know. Billboard does not collect their own data for the Billboard charts. There's a data collection company that counts all of the downloads, the streams, the views, and the data collection company takes those numbers, gives them to Billboard, and Billboard makes their charts. My issue is with the data collection company. So over a period of 2 weeks, we exchanged 43 emails with this data collection company. And despite us being ready, willing, and able to give them all of the information that they wanted, they essentially just didn't believe us about our physical album sales. So we got excluded from the charts. Now you guys aren't gonna believe this, trust me. I'll start.
Wow, that's crazy. Being that these guys were, open to giving any proof that they might have asked for and just still try to discredit, the physical sales, that's insane, bro.
From the beginning, I've never done a digital album before, and Adam has only done digital albums. So we compromised and decided to do both. And when I brought this idea to Nova, she realized that this would be the perfect time for us to report our physical sales to Billboard for the first time. And after a little research, we realized that if we combined our digital sales with our physical sales, it would practically guarantee us the #1 spot on the album charts.
I was just about to say, combining the digital with the physical, bro, they would have definitely blew every album that released that week or whatever. They would have hit #1 for sure. These guys' fan bases are huge.
On Billboard. Independently! Look, we all got really excited. We honestly couldn't believe it. But numbers don't lie. And we realized that we had an opportunity to deal a massive blow to the music industry by outperforming major label artists on a chart that was specifically designed for them. So we rescheduled.
And just so you know, the music industry can't let these two independent rappers blow out artists that they put so much money behind and gave the whole, you know what I mean, the whole push behind. Because if you don't know, when artists like, you know, say sign rappers, Cardi B or somebody like that, when they release albums, the record labels actually, you know, buy streams, like it's streaming farms. And a lot of these streams, when these rappers are like, yo, I just hit 50 billion streams, a lot of times, not every artist, but a lot of times that's not organic streams.
Our entire release around this idea. We were gonna drop our digital album.
Like back in the days before streaming platforms, when rappers used to, I heard like music industry people discuss this on podcasts. Back when like it was before streaming, when rappers used to have to only release physical albums, back when you had to go to Best Buy or FYE. I don't know how old you are if you remember FYE or Sam Goodies or stuff like that, where you had to physically go buy your favorite artist's new album or cassette tape. Labels used to literally go in stores and or call a distribution company and buy thousands and thousands of their artists' albums to boost the sales. So if they were doing that back then, you can imagine the kind of things they're doing digitally, right?
And our physical album at the same time, so all of the numbers would be accounted for simultaneously, and we topped the chart independently. But little did we know what was up ahead. Step 1, Nova starts reaching out to the data collection company to get us set up as reporters so that they can account for our numbers. Now there's this massive list of different rules and regulations that you have to abide by if you want them to count your physical sales. So we make sure we got the most up-to-date rules and regulations, we read all of them, and we follow them. I mean, look at the back of your Brave CD. You see this little UPC code? It's not on any of my other albums. It's only there because it's one of their requirements. Anyway, because of the strict rules surrounding albums and merch packs and what you can bundle together and how it has to be packaged and blah, 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 we initially decide to not do merch packs, and we decide to save our silver and gold album covers for a different project down the line. We made all the sacrifices that we were required to make to have our physical albums accounted for on the Billboard charts, as per their own guidelines. Fine, no problem. We clarify with them that we're taking the right steps, they confirm that we are, and we move forward. All systems go. Now this is where things entirely fall apart. To keep this video short, not 3 hours long, I'm not gonna read you all 43 emails.
Yeah.
I'll show you the pieces of the emails that are most important, and I'll do my absolute best to give you an accurate Reader's Digest of this entire scenario. Look, I'm gonna give you as much context as humanly possible, and I'm gonna be 100% transparent about all of this. Let's dive into these emails. And let me add, I had to constantly follow up with these people on a daily basis to get any response at all. And when they did respond, I'd get like 1 or 2 lines of text. Many times just offhandedly dismissing us or completely failing to acknowledge any of our questions or concerns. To register as a reporter, they essentially want to vet your website. They want to know what kind of sales you've done in the past year and what kind of sales you expected.
Okay, so the email says, okay, that's Nova. She said, I think move forward without my box. Well, without the box says, I won't have the actual box in my hand for weeks. And it's more important that I get set up to report the unbundled physical CD sales. How do I get set up to report physical CD sales? Which they respond with, can you give me an idea of a typical week of sales currently? Okay.
reporting with this upcoming release. So we answer the question with how many albums we sold last year, how many we expect to sell this year, and we give them screenshots of everything that we've done for the past 12 months. We also ask what the reporting process is like and how sales are actually reported. Because our album released in a month at that point, and we had to be diligent about getting this done in a timely fashion. They told us, and I quote, "We have plenty of time to get you set up for reporting since the release is not until next month. I'm still not done with the website vetting, but we will get back to you when that is complete. Also, please only include direct to consumer from the website and leave out any other sales from vendors/providers." So we send more screenshots from the back end of our website that shows the total sales from last year. We also tell them that we do not work with any vendors or providers. We do everything ourselves, completely independently. So
listening to what Tom is explaining, that makes it even worse that you're following the rules that these people have placed. Right? Like you're following every step that they're giving you and it still gets screwed over in the end. It's terrible, man. So, oh my God.
Everything is from our hands to their hands. 2 days later, they finally respond with this. "I'm not certain of the album sales you have quoted to us, as they are not meeting what we would expect based on the data we have from major providers at this time, including sales and streaming. Can you provide the name of your distributor?" We distribute independently through TuneCore. So we tell them that. We also tell them that if they're trying to authenticate physical sales through data acquired from digital platforms, they're going to get a very distorted picture of what's actually going on here.
Right.
I explained that only a very small percentage of my music goes to these digital streaming platforms. The only songs that go to these digital streaming platforms are the songs that I release on YouTube with music videos.
Yeah, I was about to say, the only thing that you find on streaming platforms are the singles. Like, so, yeah.
I explained that I release 2 or 3 physical albums every year. I explained that that's around 50 songs. I explained that only a very small number of those 50 physical songs ever end up digitally available on the internet. Yeah. So how could the digital data reflect my physical sales when the digital data only represents a very small portion of my physical music? I'll answer that question. It can't. And since we feel like they just called us liars, we offer them back-end access to our store so that they can verify the numbers themselves directly. We would completely remove ourselves from the situation so that they can see what we can see, so that there's no chance the numbers could be defrauded or tampered with in any way. I just gotta say, that is unprecedented access and transparency. It's actually very dangerous.
Yeah, I was about to say that's actually really dangerous to do. And that's like unheard of. I don't know too many artists that will even give somebody that much access.
For us to be even giving out that kind of access. But we wanted to be on the Billboard charts. We wanted to play with the big boys. We wanted to prove to the world that independent artists are just as impactful, just as powerful, and just as worthy of industry recognition as the major label artists are. So at this point, since we feel like they just called us liars, we start CCing anyone that we work with in any capacity who could possibly help verify these numbers to the data collection company. We ended up having like 4 or 5 people on this email thread. One of them being my friend and the owner of the warehouse who has manufactured my CDs from the very beginning of my career. He sees every single order that comes in. He's actually the guy that sends you guys your t-shirts. He replies in this email thread, and I quote, "I can verify and prove all of the information provided below. Let me know how I can assist." No reply. Our other industry friends start questioning them at this point. They start asking the data collection company, "Do you guys even have a mechanism or a process to account for a truly independent artist's numbers? Does that even exist?" They inform us that they do in fact have the process in place. We ask what that process is. They refuse to give us the information, but they tell us that they'd be happy to once their questions about my past sales have been answered.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sounds a little shady to me. Like from what Tom is saying so far, it just sounds like they never planned on counting the physical copies anyway. Like I think it just seems like they're giving them the runaround, bro. It's like it feels shady off rip.
We tell them that we're unsure of what questions they're asking. They ask us to confirm the number of physical albums that were officially accepted by a publishing company. Our friend explains in the email that Nova and I, independently, totally on our own, distribute our physical sales to the people. There is no publishing company accounting for physical sales. They still don't get it. They miserably fail to understand that our business is truly independent. So we once again explain how our business model works. A grassroots operation, totally outside of the music industry. We explain that we've packed over 200,000 albums with our own hands. We send pictures of us over the years, packing albums, labeling albums, and dropping them off at the post office. We tell them that if the numbers seem unbelievable, it's because they are unbelievable.
I was just gonna say that, for me, they're questioning and thinking that Tom and them are like trying to alter the numbers or lying or whatever. It's because what Tom and Nova does is unheard of, it's unseen. Like when I first started reacting to Tom's music, and I had like a lot of people come in my comments and were like breaking down like, yo bro, you don't understand what this guy does and why it's so special. Is because he has no manager. He has no distribution company behind him working with him. He has no publicists. He has no video directors. He has no set directors. Like what this dude and his girlfriend manages to pull off is like some historic stuff that in the moment some might not appreciate it, but when years go by and you understand, and there's a documentary on Tom Macdonald and Nova Rockefeller, bro, they deserve all the flowers in the world, because what they do independently is insane. Like the great visuals this guy puts out on a consistent basis, and his girlfriend shoots it. The way this guy sells a bunch of merch, and bro, it's just to even get people, you understand how big it is in 2022 to even get people to buy physical copies. Because these days, it's not even, sometimes on the newer laptops, it's not even a CD, a place to put a physical CD in. A lot of cars don't even have CD players anymore. You know, so to even get people to do that in 2022 is legendary, bro. Legendary. Like this man is different.
Get it? It is unbelievable that a kid and his girlfriend have managed to do something as large as we're doing it, completely independent of the music industry. I get it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you're a data collection company and we're giving you the proof, so believe it because it's true. We again explain that the information she wants is the information we have and us alone. And we're trying to give it to her. We're trying to give it to her. At this point, I've had absolutely enough. Nova has been the person emailing back and forth with them, and I've just been kind of watching from a distance. Now, Nova wants this so bad for us that it's literally all that she's thinking about. She's waiting at her computer all day, just hoping that she's gonna get a reply from them.
Wow.
And then when their offices close at 8 p.m., she just like goes to bed, like totally defeated. I saw a lot of tears that week, a lot of them. And with both of us feeling super frustrated and totally defeated, I would finally step in. When I start personally sending...
Yo, bro, like, you can imagine, like he said, you've seen Nova just go to bed defeated and, you know, a lot of tears and stuff. It's like, you can imagine just, like, not getting credit for all the hard work you're putting in, how annoying and frustrated and heartbreaking that is. I can only imagine.
Emails, it gets ugly. Here's how that went. I informed the data collection company that I have a massive 6-week campaign for the Brave album, complete with promotional materials, music videos, marketing, blah, 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 blah. A plan that it took me weeks to come up with, I might add. A plan that I annoyed the hell out of Adam with because I was insistent that it had to go exactly the way that I wanted it to go. Anyway, I tell them that I'm gonna have to reconfigure this entire 6-week plan if I can't get a clear answer from them on if we can record our physical albums or how we do it or what the hell's going on. Sidebar, you gotta understand, this whole mess is ultimately why we ended up moving the digital release from February 18th to March 4th. You guys remember when that happened? We had to order a ton more CDs. We had to scramble to create merch packs that we weren't initially going to do because we weren't allowed to bundle merch with albums according to their guidelines. We had to go into overdrive and try and salvage a 6-week campaign. That got screwed up because we were waiting for them to accept our numbers. Anyways, I tell these guys that I need a clear answer so I can move forward. No response to that email. I follow up again, and they reply to me, and I quote, "Hi Tom and all. I've been reviewing the site, the data we have from streaming for past releases, socials, and comparable sales from similar genres during this vetting period. It doesn't support the sales you have quoted earlier in this thread. Did any of these sales happen to be null orders out to fan clubs, other retailers, etc.? I'm still trying to understand the provided data to explain the abnormally high numbers before we can allow you to report."
What?
Again, in my eyes, telling us that they don't believe us. So I immediately respond with a nuclear bomb of an email. And it goes like this. "You continually ask the same questions, we continually answer them. We have been painfully transparent with you, and still you make absolutely no movement. If you won't sign in to the back end of our store, which we've offered you access to verify the sales yourself, and you won't take the endorsement from anyone else that's involved in our very small and obviously extremely successful business, it seems as..."
Bro, it just seems like they don't want to, like, they're like, when you have somebody that's just being totally transparent, they're giving you whatever you need, whatever proof you need, whatever assets you need, they're willing to give it to you, and you're still not believing the numbers they're giving you. It's just like you're not trying to understand. You don't want to. You don't want to count those physical copies because you don't want to see an independent artist blow out major artists. To me, it just is. They from the beginning of this video to where they are now, it was no progress on their end. Oh, to exchange that many emails and to be going through like a circle, like you're just running in a circle. Like it's no movement, it's no progress. I think they know exactly what Tom and Adam were capable of doing number wise. They know that these guys had 100% proof of, and they were giving them all the assets they needed to verify it. They had no intentions on even putting these guys' physical numbers in with the digital anyway.
Well, there's nothing else we can do here. Your job is to collect and report data to Billboard, a chart that I would assume takes pride in presenting an accurate portrayal of the sales landscape in regards to the music business. And for some reason, you are preventing adequate data collection and accurate reporting.
Yeah.
If you can't figure out how to verify a truly independent artist's sales, go talk to someone who does. If you don't have the mechanism, you should all be embarrassed of yourselves. I've likened this entire situation to waiting outside a treehouse while you block the door.
Damn.
You are preventing us from hanging out with the cool kids for a reason that you can't seem to provide. We're asking you what we can possibly do to get in, and you can't seem to articulate a conclusive answer. We just keep running in circles.
Yep.
Please help, or put us in contact with someone who can. Your unwillingness to make any progress has gone on long enough and already forced me to adjust an extremely important release campaign multiple times. Every song I release hits #1 on iTunes. Most of them hit #1 on multiple Billboard charts. My YouTube, where I post my music videos, has 3 million subscribers. I have music videos with 30 million actual views. I've been on Fox News and an endless amount of other acclaimed platforms. What part of this is unbelievable to you? I shouldn't have
Yeah, like I can understand them like not believing it if it was, you know, some random Smo Joe from out of nowhere. Like, you know, like if a random independent artist just came out of nowhere and they're making up these fake numbers and they don't have the accolades or the previous catalog to prove it, I can understand you questioning it. But when you really dive in to somebody like Tom Macdonald, Adam Calhoun, it's like, bro, look how many years ago, you can go back 3, 4, 5 years ago to old Tom music videos and see, you know, how many views this dude get. You can go back and see how many Billboard #1s this dude has got in his career. Same with Adam Calhoun, how many plaques these dudes have got. So it's like, when there's somebody like that, it should be easier for you to really understand and believe the numbers they're giving you, because these aren't just random dudes that just came out of nowhere. Like, these dudes have a catalog and a fan base that's proven, you know, so.
Explain independent musicianship and the marketing thereof to someone who's apparently responsible for collecting the results of said marketing. Figure it out. It would be great to get a prompt response. Tom, I hit send. Ready for it to get even crazier? I didn't ever hear back from that email. One of my music industry friends who's CC'd on the email senses my frustration and he decides to weigh in and try and help out. He adds, just to help if possible, Tom's videos released on YouTube have gathered over 100 million views in 2021 alone. We help collect the publishing income generated from those views, and we can confirm over 100 million views from his videos in 2021 alone. They didn't respond to that email either. I followed up for the next 2 days. No responses. This is almost 50 emails in a 2-week span, and absolute—
Bro, I'm sticking to what I said. They had no intentions on ever complying and doing the right thing with their sales and the numbers. They had no intentions. That's why they stopped responding, because when you're hitting people with like cold hard facts that's hard to refute, it's hard to get around, it's like, okay, they threw in a towel. And so, bro, that was the intentions from the beginning, man.
No progress at all. I follow up multiple times. Nothing. I find out who the higher ups are. I email them. Nothing. I follow up. Nothing. Then I find out that me and Nova have been removed from this email thread entirely. My friend tells us that he's received an email from someone within the data collection company. We were told that they were trying to set up a phone call and that we were to have no further communication with the people that we had been dealing with previously. According to this new person, all further communications were to go through him. So my friend and the data company set up a time to get on the phone and talk about it. And they didn't ever answer that call. And we called more than once. Like, do you guys see what is happening here? Our physical album sales, combined with our digital album sales, would have practically guaranteed us a #1 spot on the Billboard album chart.
Bro, yeah, they knew that. That's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to that. They knew that off rip, so they had no intentions on ever combining the physical with the digital. And they did everything in their power to prevent these dudes from hitting a #1 spot independently on the Billboard chart. So that's crazy. That's crazy. The games that and the extent that they would take it to discredit.
Independently. Now look, I know a lot of independent artists out there, they don't like me. And that's fine. I don't need more friends. But look past that. It's not just my album. It's not just my career. It's your albums.
Facts.
It's your careers. It's your blood, sweat, tears, time, energy, and money that they are refusing to acknowledge on the industry charts. Look, all musicians, whether you want to admit it or not, we all at some point in time have used the Billboard charts as a measuring stick for our own personal successes. It's the most—
You know, it's funny because if you ever heard, Jay-Z has a lyric that he said, "We used to praise Billboard when we was young, and now I look at Billboard like, is you dumb?" Like, he said, like, all artists use Billboard as a measuring stick of their success, or, you know, they use it as a validation, but we got to stop. We, as artists, we got to stop. Who says that Billboard is the end-all, be-all? Who says that getting a Grammy is the end-all, be-all? Who gave them that position? We gave them that position, and we can take that away from them. Who cares if your song gets #1 on Billboard? What does that validate? Who are they? Who cares if you ever receive a Grammy in your music career? Who are they? All the Grammy is a board of people that have no knowledge about music, don't know where you came from, don't know what you're speaking about. They're just a board of people that was appointed in this position. So we got to stop putting praise to validate us. Like, these artists are already validated because you're doing something that people in your town, people from your city who never thought was thinkable. People that's from where Tom and Nova is from can't believe the levels they are at in life. That's already the accomplishment. Fuck Billboard. Fuck the Grammys. All of that is like, that doesn't mean anything. And once we take that power away from them, they will put more respect on the independent artists and artists in general.
Acclaimed music chart in the entire world. And it's supposed to represent all of us accurately. It's supposed to be reliable. But if the data collection companies, in regards to independent artists, aren't competent in their collection and delivery of data, what do the charts even mean? Having your creation on the Billboard charts carries a degree of prestige with it. And I personally don't think it's appropriate to have the integrity of the charts in the hands of a data collection company who won't even tell an independent artist how to prove their sales are legitimate and our numbers are worthy of competing in the mainstream arena. Musicians, show this to your friends. Show this to your family. Show this to other musicians. Shining a light on these things could force a total overhaul within the industry of how they deal with independent artists in regards to charting. In general, the music industry is archaic, inefficient, and unfair. And it's about damn time it got renovated. Yeah. If you're a musician, I know you care about your art. If you're a fan, I know you care about your favorite artist. Stand up for them. Stand up for yourselves. You know, it's not just like a clever catchphrase. It truly is us against them.
I'm gonna end this video here because I just don't want it to drag too long. We're already kind of lengthy already, but yeah, man, as an artist, you know, I understand. I'm an artist myself. I understand. I have dreams of being able to say, yo, I'm a Grammy Award winning rapper, or I'm a Billboard #1 selling rapper. And I understand that, but I'm not putting stake in it. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm appreciated by my target fan base, the people who I'm speaking to in my lyrics, that's all, you know what I'm saying, that really matters, bro. They don't want to see somebody independently reach certain levels because that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how it ever been. Like they want to be in control, and once you don't give them that control and they see that you're succeeding without them pushing you or without them pulling the strings in the background, they're going to try their best to censor it. They're going to try their best to stop it. As the fans, man, when you see an artist, you know, post these, you know, direct to sell consumer things where you can go buy merch or you can go buy a physical album that they're personally going to package and send to you, man, if you're able to, please support them, because rappers, musicians in general do not get paid off of you streaming their music on Spotify, Apple Music. They're getting screwed over. I'm gonna wrap up this reaction here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe before you leave. Follow me on socials. Catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sucker free. Peace!
When you rollin' with your team, pray your dog strong. When you slip, nigga, tell me who you fall on, huh? Who you fall on.